Hey, what's up everyone? This is CryptoVert of niftyfarm.com. So I want to get right into this really important topic that I've been hearing a lot of people are struggling with. We're going to talk about getting better at promoting your NFTs. Okay, so this came up in a Clubhouse room where I understand people feel maybe a little intimidated, or they don't know how to talk about their work or how to promote their work. The question that I think most people are asking themselves is, are you good enough, right? Am I good enough? This is a question that I feel a lot of people struggle with deep down, whether you're willing to openly admit it or not. A lot of our issues stem from this question, am I good enough? And I want to tell you first and foremost that you are enough as a person and a creator, period. Period. Okay? But there's a distinction that I want you to understand, that it's not about you as a person or a creator. Okay? Marketing and promotions, they're a skill set. Okay? And so you can tell yourself and you can ask yourself this question saying, look, I am not good enough at this thing, which we call marketing and promotions. You add the modifier yet, but I can be. Right? So I'm not good enough at this yet, but I can be. Right? I want you to think about that for a second. If you put time and attention into getting better at anything, you will actually get better at that thing. Right? That's just how our brains work. The more time and attention we invest into something, the better we actually get at it. So marketing and promotion is something that you can get better at. Speaking about your story, talking about your work, promoting your work, that is something you can improve on by just focusing time and attention on it. And so let's move on. This is another big theme, imposter syndrome. Okay? This is something that came up for me recently. I'm going to tell you my own feeling of being an imposter, feeling like I was an imposter. And I know this is something that is happening to a lot of artists and creators in the space because we talk about it and it comes up over and over and over. So I wrote a book a few years ago called Your Life Design Blueprint, and it became a bestseller on Amazon. I narrated my own audio. However, this is a book that I don't tell anybody about. I literally just told you about the book publicly for the first time in a very long time. It's been years. And so somebody who found my content, who I've become friends with, really amazing person. His name is Adam Carswell. Check out his stuff. He's got some really cool stuff going on in the real estate space and blockchain. But he dug into my background and he found my book. And he brought up the book in a Clubhouse room, saying that I was an author, talking about the book. And this brought on all kinds of feelings of like sticky emotions for me, right? And what was the reason that I didn't share this book with anyone? Well, the book is about creating the life of your dreams, basically designing a blueprint that creates the life that you want. And so I'm looking at it from that perspective, that because my life is not what I want it to be right now in this moment, that I'm an imposter. Who am I to share this book that I created? That is actually a book that is a system that I designed and a method to create the life that you want. And so I felt like an imposter, like I'm not anybody to be sharing this. So I'm not going to tell anybody about this book. And so what came of that is I had to deal with this feeling of feeling like an imposter, right, within my own self. And I actually started listening to my own book, my younger self. And it's interesting because like my younger self is kicking my older self's ass, right? But the systems that I created, I started to use those systems again, and they work, right? They helped me to get back on track, to design some of the things that I wanted to do. You know, they were actually valuable to me. So my younger self was consulting my older self, and it made me think about, I have value to share with the world. You as a creator have value to share with the world. And my work, your work, and your story, my story, can help other people just like you, right? And so the point that I'm trying to make is that one of the reasons maybe some of us feel this way is that we compare ourselves to others. We compare, successful, super successful artists. In my case, I compared, personal development authors who sold millions of copies, who have this great, amazing life. I'm comparing myself with another, but the value that I created that with and the value that it provides others is still real, right? It's not dependent on how I feel at the moment or my life currently at the moment. Those systems that I developed actually work, right? And so I say this to say that you're not alone in feeling like an imposter. And maybe you're looking at other NFT artists or other creators and you're like, wow, their work is so amazing, or wow, their work sold for so much money, right? And so you're comparing yourself. Who am I to share my work? Who am I in this space, right? And I want you to understand that you have value and what you create has value to somebody, right? And your work and your story could help other people just like you, who might be too shy and they're too shy to overcome their own insecurities. And so you coming out and sharing your work helps them to deal with some of these things, right? So I want you to just take a moment and think about this. If you're feeling this, understand that this is how a lot of people feel, even top performers, people who are at the top of their game. We're talking about celebrities and speakers and famous people, like they have to deal with this feeling as well. This is a human feeling and self-doubt. It's like a negative voice that we have in our heads. So this is a really big theme, and I just wanted to touch on it and let you guys know that this is something that's very common, and there's ways that we can deal with that by paying attention to how we talk about ourselves, how we talk to ourselves. I was recently given the opportunity by one of my favorite charities on the planet called the Unstoppable Foundation to get on a private Zoom call with Bob Proctor. And if you don't know who he is, look him up. He's one of my favorite trainers, speakers, authors in the whole world. And I got the chance to ask this imposter syndrome question, and his response was incredible. And I'm going to share that in the Facebook group. But what I wanted to do was show you a clip that was the host response that I think other people need to hear. His name is Rich Boggs, and his response literally made me tear up. And I think other people need to hear this. So I'm going to share that right here.
The longing in you to give to the world is actually the echo of all those people looking to hear from you. All those people looking for you, Albert, that longing in you is the echo of that. So go do your thing.
So it moves me on to my next point is get over yourself, right? So challenge your beliefs around a few key subjects. And some of those subjects are like money and marketing, right? What do you believe about money? What do you believe about marketing? So marketing and promotions, they're not bad words, right? It doesn't make you sleazy or scammy or salesy to be good at marketing or to be good at promotion, right? You're solving a problem or filling a need, and that's valuable in the world. From your perspective and what you do as a creator, as a content creator or artist or whatever, you might not be solving a specific problem like, hey, I build websites, right? But you're solving a need or filling a need for connection, right? Or meaning in someone's life. People derive meaning from art. They get connected to something. It inspires them in certain ways. Think about what problems does a Ferrari solve? It doesn't, right? There's a status symbol. There's an enjoyment factor. You could be creating something for the joy of it. And that is a very meaningful and valuable thing that the world should get to hear about. And so the creators who know how to promote are actually the ones who can change the world around them. They can change their own world financially or impact-wise, or they can actually make a larger impact and devote their energies and attention and the abundance that they create to impact the world around them. But it's only because they know and have learned how to promote and to market what they do. The last part of this I want to leave you with is what you want and why you want it actually matter. So think about these things and help to challenge your own beliefs around, what money means to you and what marketing means to you, and reframe that and frame it from the perspective of what is it that I want to do with what I create and why do I want it? And those things matter, and that might help you to overcome some of your limiting beliefs around promotions and marketing. So here's some practical ways to get better. You need to understand a few concepts. Okay, so one of the main concepts that you should understand is how to tell your story. Okay, and that's probably a tough one. It probably sounds intimidating to you. It's well, I don't know how to tell a story. Okay, there's a great book by Donald Miller called building a story brand. And that's a good starting place. Okay. It helps you to understand the concepts, the parts of a story, and what draws people to feel like they understand and connect with a story. Okay. It's a really great book to understand stories. And it's based on the tried and true hero's journey, right? And the hero's journey is not just, recent and what like screenwriters in Hollywood use to tell the same story, right? This is something that has been passed down through thousands of years of how humans respond to the hero's journey. And everyone has a hero's journey. Every single one of us do. And you're at some point in that journey. And so being able to understand that journey and being able to understand where you're at in that journey can help you to tell your story in a better way. Another part of this is to just practice telling your story. Once you have some basic understanding of how to tell a story, like practice with people. And I'm going to give you some some added practical steps here later on in this video. The next key part is to understand the basics of marketing. So you need to have an understanding of how marketing funnels work. What is a funnel? What is a marketing funnel? And a really great book to start on that journey is called .com Secrets by Russell Brunson. That's a really great book that outlines the concept of marketing funnels. Okay. Another part of this, within your funnel, right? Once you understand what a funnel is, essentially it's a way to guide people to do a certain action, which is like, if you want them to look at your art and then finally purchase your art, having a guided experience that takes them through the different steps of that process, right? Maybe some people have never heard of you. Well, they're not going to buy your work right off the bat if they don't know who you are, unless you just have this work that just speaks to them. So there's a guided process, and that would be a funnel. But part of this is to give value first, right? Before asking, is give your audience something. Give them some sort of value first before you ask them for anything, before you ask them to look at your work, before you ask them to follow you on social media, before you ask them for anything, give them something, right? And you can get creative with this. And then one of the key aspects that I think a lot of people are missing here is being able to capture interactions. Okay. And what I mean by that is having a website where you're directing people to, and from that point, once you captured that interaction with that individual, then you could direct them to your foundation link or your Maker's Place link or wherever you're hosting your NFTs, right? Because what happens is you're putting your work out there. You're saying, hey, look at my work, buy my stuff. But they might look at your work, they might love your work, but that's the extent of the relationship. They might not be in a place to purchase at this time. They might be in their car. They might not have the funds right now. Ethereum or whatever currency they're trying to buy this NFT in might be going through the roof in a bull market, and they're not willing to spend that currency right now. So how are you going to reach out to this person in the future and meet them where they're at, right? Without capturing that interaction. This is a huge piece that I see so many artists are missing. They're sending them straight to their NFTs. They might love it. That person might love it. They might want to buy it a week from now. They might be ready to buy it in 2 weeks or a month from now, right? But if you can't capture that interaction with that person, then you can't reach back out to them, okay? And so always remember what's in it for that person, what's in it for them, right? When you're talking about giving some value first. Okay, so let me walk you through this, what I was talking about, right? This is how most people are doing it right now at the top. You have your social media profiles and you're sharing links to buy my NFT. That's how you're doing it. And then those people visit, they might not be ready to buy and you lose them. They're lost in the wind, never able to come back to you. They might not be able to reach you again. You might not be able to reach them again. And so the right way, this is not the right way, but this is an alternative way that I think would be more effective for you to try, is have your social media profiles and send them to some sort of lead capture system, whether it's your website and you capture emails, or you create like a Telegram group or a Discord server, you create a community. But in order for them to join your community, in order for them to like give up a way for you to reach them again, is you need to give them some value first, right? So, hey, join this Telegram group and you're going to see me create every single day. Or join this Telegram group or join this Discord server and I'm going to walk you through, my journey, you're sharing something with them. You're building connection with them, right? And you can build a community that way. And from within that community, those people will drive more people to where your NFTs are, what your art is, where you sell your work, right? Whether it's on your own website or on, Foundation or wherever you're having your NFTs. But those people in your community will share your work, will be advocates for your work. They might not only be willing to buy your work, right? Maybe only a few of them can afford your work, or only a few of them are in a place to buy your work. But when you build a community, you're going to have a larger amount of promotions working for you because they connect with you, right? So this is a model, this is a 10,000 foot view model of how I think you could shift the way that you're approaching this, and it could help you. Okay, so here's some tools to help. How do we do this, right? Clubhouse is probably one of the best ways to do this right now. You can practice in smaller rooms, right? We're actually going to be doing smaller Clubhouse rooms. They're a little bit more intimate, a safe space where you can, maybe you're not confident, you're not used to talking about yourself. You're not going to get made fun of. You're not in a room of, 1,000 people, a smaller room where you can actually practice and talk about yourself and talk about your work, right? And people can give you some feedback. That's what I mean by practicing. You can practice with just a few friends via audio. Hey, I want to tell my story. Let me know what you think, right? Just get in the habit of practicing talking about yourself. This is going to make you more confident, make you able to understand your voice better, and to be able to tell your story without fumbling words, and you won't feel as scared, right? You won't feel as worried about talking about yourself because you've already gotten used to doing it. Okay. And I'm going to do some promotions here now, right? I'm going to get used to promoting what I'm doing. So I have a private Facebook group you can join, right? We have the niftyfarm.club, the Clubhouse Club, where we're going to be doing some of these rooms. We're going to be holding, Clubhouse talks about these kind of topics. You can join our Discord, which I'm going to show you a link on the next page, and it's also in the description, where you can talk about these things. And I also just recently launched a free course, a 5-part course for new creators that's totally free. But at the very end of it, you can join our NFT membership, where you're going to get an NFT. And it's a monthly membership. We're going to be doing live group classes, and we're going to go through these kind of subjects. We're going to bring subject matter experts outside of just the NFT space, right? To teach some of these things. I'll be diving deep into more advanced NFT promoting and NFT technology topics, but we'll also bring other artists and other people and other creators into the space so we can learn as a group and a community. And that's going to be a monthly membership. Okay. And so I hope you found some value in what I'm sharing here today. If you have any questions, go ahead and join the Discord, ask your questions there, or join the Facebook group. The Discord is at niftyfarm.com/Discord. And Discord is something that I had quite a bit of problem and trouble with. It was a little overwhelming for me for a long time. And so what I did on this page, you're going to see a video on this page of how to use Discord. You can watch that video and then get into Discord, and you'll feel a little bit more confident. The reason I'm using Discord is because you can organize the conversations by topic. And so things don't get so lost. Like in a Telegram group, things get lost quickly. In a Facebook group, things get lost. Well, on Discord, we can separate the different topics into channels, and we can keep things more related to a certain specific topic. So that's why I think Discord is valuable. So anyway, this video is approaching almost 20 minutes now. And so I hope you got a lot of value from this. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks. Have a fantastic day.